According to Diversity in STEAM magazine, employment in science, technology, engineering, and math occupations has grown 79% since 1990. But women, African Americans, and Hispanics remain underrepresented in the field. Welcome to Impact Moment, brought to you by DCTV. I'm Rebecca Burnett, and today I'm joined by Theodora H. Brown, who is here to tell me how harnessing entrepreneurship and access driven by STEAM, or HeadSUP Inc., is diversifying the industry. Welcome, Theodora.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
So I know this is probably a loaded question, but why were minorities and women left behind as the STEAM industry ramped up?
Well, I don't want to state the obvious, but it is obvious. It's systemic racism in America, and the notion that Black and Brown children cannot thrive in the STEM space. And so that's sort of my take on it. And as a parent, and I am a parent, I had the opportunity to see up close and personal just how there was just this inequitable distribution of resources and opportunities in DC public schools. And so again, systemically, and also just my on the ground observation.
And how is HeadSUP Inc. sort of addressing that, both systemically, but maybe also locally too?
Sure. So HeadSUP actually came about as a result of a collaboration between the work that we were doing in the education equity space for McKinley Technology High School. My son, Zachary Green, who is now a senior at Morehouse College, was in the information technology STEM at McKinley. There are 3 STEMs. There's information technology, biotechnology, and engineering. And so in the 10th grade, he and a group of his friends participated in this Verizon App Challenge. They won school-wide, they won citywide, and Verizon gave the school some money, gave the kids some tablets. And when my question to his computer science teacher was, who owns the invention? And her answer was, that's a good question. And my response was, well, it's not a good answer because these kids are in the innovation space. They're inventing apps and software programs, and they don't understand the importance of ownership of those inventions and those innovations. And so it was my desire. So harnessing entrepreneurship and access driven by STEAM was born out of that space. And it's our desire to move the needle and expose our children, teach them about entrepreneurship so that they can do more than just seek jobs and careers, but also create enterprises around their inventions and employ people in the community as well.
And I love one of the ways that you're doing that with your partnership with American University to pair high school students with college students. Can you tell me more about the program and what it aims to do?
Absolutely, and that was really a very fortuitous arrangement as well. One of our staunch board members who had 30 years of corporate experience in sales made a cold call to American University and spoke with Dr. Catherine Walters-Conti, who is the director of the STEM Partnerships and Outreach Program at American University. And so they were just waiting for a conduit, if you will, to come and allow them to provide student volunteer services to students in the DC public school system. And so this is our first program that we started this year. And it was a virtual program because of the pandemic, but 11 American University students signed up to volunteer to serve as mentors to the senior biotechnology students in their capstone projects. And I have to say that was a successful program, to start. And we're extending the program to the other 2 STEMs at McKinley, the engineering program and also the computer science or information technology program.
How do members of the STEAM field, or how does the STEAM field in general benefit by having a diversified employee base?
It's like everything else, Rebecca, in society. When you have diversity, you have many voices at the table addressing issues that impact all of us. And so if you just have, just sort of the myopic, one perspective, then you're not going to have innovation, you're not going to have growth, and you're not going to have just a well-rounded conversation about how we solve our problems. Is what you won't have.
So if anyone wants to get involved with your programming, how should they learn more? Where can they find you?
Well, they can follow us on Twitter at HeadSUP I. That's @HeadSUPI.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to what we have in store for our students and the DC community at large.
I am too. And thank you to our viewers at home for tuning in to this episode of Impact Moment. It's part of DCTV's nonprofit capacity building grants program, bringing meaningful media to the DMV's nonprofits that are making a difference. Find out more at dctv.org/grants and stay up to date with our latest productions on our live stream at dctv.org/live.